What is up, everybody, and welcome to the Inland Sports Show. I'm your host, Pep Fernandez, and we appreciate you tuning in on a Wednesday night as we are here at Teen Vision TV 16 with our director, Johnny Nunez. Listen, we're going to talk a lot of high school football a little bit later on in the show, and we'll also have our Boost Top 25 rankings. We got our Kin Sporting Goods must-see game this week. We'll talk University of Redlands football and an update on one of our guys, Travis Dye, the starting running back for the Oregon Ducks. So a lot going on in this show, but for the first time, I think ever, we're going back-to-back Bears. We're taking you out to Riverside Poly High School. First, with volleyball, Dana Fulwider, the head coach of the Volleyball League champion team. And Coach, first off, how does that sound, Sunbelt League champions?
Yeah, it sounds really great, Pep. Something that we've had our eyes on for a few years since I took over the program 3 years ago. So this is definitely awesome.
You know, Coach, you talk about this is something you've had your eyes on for a while now. You've been with the program the last several years. In fact, you were with the program not too long ago. What was it, 2018? And I was looking it up on Max Preps, and, you know, the team was 0 for 23 in that season. And here you are, Sunbelt League champions. You're 17-8 overall. You got a home playoff match tomorrow night. How did you turn things around so quickly?
I don't know. When I came in to coach at Poly, the girls just didn't believe in themselves anymore. You know, it was such a defeating season the year before, and I really just wanted to get them on board and really just believe that they could do it. And the great thing about tomorrow, we play against Rim of the World, and our first match that I coached for Poly, and we won, was against Rim of the World. So it's just kind of a nice little way that all worked out. But they just had to believe in themselves, and they had to learn how to win.
You know, Coach, going into this season, what were some of those goals that you set out for this team? Was it a league title? Was it a playoff berth? You know, what were some of those standards that you wanted to set for this program now?
Yeah, both of those things for sure. You know, in our gym in Poly, it's really cool. We have all these banners and the years listed of the championship teams. And on our first day back in the gym, I told the girls, look, we need to get a 2021 up on that banner. We wanted to be part of the winning legacy of Poly. So that was definitely one of our goals, was to win the league championship. You know, and after COVID and all the craziness last year, not having a season, we just didn't know how we would be able to do that, how we would play together. There were only 2 returning varsity players. So we were starting definitely from the ground up, but the girls were just willing to work hard. And I think that's all I've asked of them, is to just work hard and keep believing. And that's what they've done.
You know, Coach, how rewarding is it when you see a team that's working so hard, whether it's the off season, during the summer, you know, practices during the week, that it pays off. You know, it pays off with a league title banner. It pays off with a home playoff match. You know, when you put in that work and you finally see the fruits of, you know, your hard labor, I mean, that must be a great feeling.
Yeah, it's a really good feeling. You know, we started in the summer. We were doing double days for a few weeks. We were conditioning in the morning and then playing summer league at night. And we just kept grinding. We just kept grinding every day, getting in the gym, working hard, giving everything that we could. The only thing I've asked of the girls is that they just continue to get better. And I think we're definitely peaking right now, which is when you want to peak, right?
Oh, absolutely. This is the perfect time, right? Going into the playoffs, you want to be playing your best volleyball. And you mentioned Rim of the World tomorrow night, Division VI opener. Coach, what do you think this Poly team has to do to maybe string together a couple wins and not just play one playoff game, maybe play several playoff games and make a deep run here?
Well, that's definitely the goal. And all we've done, like I said, COVID being so weird and nobody played last year, it's hard to get a feel for the other teams. So we've just really concentrated on our side and what can we do? How can we minimize errors? How can we continue to give the other team the ball? So we've just, I mean, I haven't watched any footage or any game tape from any of our other competitors this year. We've just concentrated on our side and getting our game to where we need it to be and not really worry what's going on the other side, just taking care of the ball on our side.
Well, Coach, I really appreciate the time. Best of luck against the Scots tomorrow night in playoff action. And again, hopefully we'll be talking about Riverside Poly volleyball for several more weeks.
Thanks. I hope so, too. Appreciate your time, Pep.
You got it. That is Coach Fulwider out there at Riverside Poly. And as I promised, we're going back-to-back Bears. We've never done this before. We're breaking records. Where's the Guinness World Book of Records tonight? We got more Riverside Poly on the show than anybody. We're going back out to, in fact, I think we're actually going on campus at Riverside Poly High School. Let's go live out there with the football team. Head coach John Rice, and he's surrounded by a bunch of Bears. Coach Rice, who do you got with you tonight?
We have our captains with us. We have Michael Luna. We have Julius Castro. We have Enrique Guzman. We have Bailey Brown. And we have Angel Sanchez.
Well, Coach, your guy Michael Luna over there with the Dodgers hat, I won't spoil it with the score, but he might want to run home and say a little prayer for the Dodger Blue tonight.
You spoiled it. Who? Who was that, the Dodgers?
Yeah. Well, Coach Rice, listen, I wanted to bring you on because, here we are. We're going into week 9 of the high school football season, and Riverside Poly is playing some meaningful games this time of the year. Games that will decide a league champion, games that will decide if you get into the playoffs or not. How fun are you guys having right now at Poly? Just, again, playing significant games right now.
We're playing for a league championship, and it's only happened 2 times in about the last 37 years. So it's not lost on our players. And we always stated that we just wanted to get better every week. And that we had to peak during playoff time. And that's what we've done. We started out a little faster than we thought we might have, and then we kind of stumbled a little bit. And then after that, we were missing kids for one of our games. Like we had about 20 kids out for various reasons against Sultana. But our defense was on fire. And then the last 3 games, we really have gotten better and things have clicked. And so we are really looking forward to the challenge against a good Vista del Lago team on Friday. And if we can come out on top, we'll be assured of no less than a league championship going into our last game. So we just want to handle our business and have some fun. And we're looking forward to the challenge.
Coach, you said, things just kind of started clicking together after, some challenges and trying to just get your footing and get things going in the right direction. What do you think clicked? What do you think that, went off on this team that you're like, okay, now we're doing things the right way, or maybe we got healthy? Like, what was it that just kind of clicked for you guys?
It was a lot of things happened at once that need to line up. We got kids back from injury. We had a lot of kids injured. We had 7 or 8 people out for COVID all at once. We're playing about 10 to 12 sophomores at some point in the game. We had a offensive line that was young and inexperienced that gelled. We had our offense that we had to put in late. We put it in with only 3 weeks before the season, and we went slow to go fast. And there were some games we definitely didn't have all our offense in, and our defense started to play. We had a new defensive coordinator that started right before the season. So I think the timing of things just kind of happened all together. And now we're playing more confident. Defense is playing very well the last 4 games. So I think we're fortunate. Plus we work our tails off. The kids work their tail off. They become confident playing in the games, and we've been able to throw the ball a little bit. And so we're just playing a game at a time. And sometimes it's better to just be lucky and good at the same time than just good. And so I think things are just kind of coming together for us at the right time.
Coach, I know you know this, but there's no substitute for just getting game experience. And you talk about having some young guys getting out on the field, playing a lot of snaps. And as the season has gone along, it sounds like they've kind of grown up right in front of your eyes, right? Like they've kind of really matured and taken on a role on a varsity football team to help you guys be successful. Is that safe to say as the season has gone along, these guys have grown up a little bit?
That's a great assessment. And we met some challenges and we've gotten better. That was a slugfest last week against Moreno Valley. They're a very physical team, and we were able to do that and meet that challenge. And so we really have to worry about getting better every week. Never just to be amazed at what we're doing. And we want the next challenge. And that's how you get better. Our iron sharpens iron, and that's what we want to do.
You know, Coach, I was going to bring up the Moval game because, you know, Moreno Valley traditionally, you know, a very strong team. Was it good that you guys saw them the previous week and picked up a win heading into this game against Vista del Lago, because the Ravens are going to be tough?
Oh, yeah. Very physical team, very well coached. And we needed to get a physical game in. And we were able to knock heads with them. And, you know, we turned the ball over less than we have in the past. And we threw the ball a little bit. We ran it. We played tough defense. And we want to be able to carry that into a better opponent. And Vista del Lago is the best team we played this year.
And finally, Coach, how's my boy Bill Powell? I haven't texted him in a while, and I need to check in with him.
I'm smiling because Coach Powell brings such a fire to us, and we truly are doing this thing together. I think we complement each other very well. We both call during the games. We've been calling offense. We feed off each other, kind of throws a curveball at the opposing team who's calling. We definitely have our flavors. Things are working well. He makes our program better. He makes our staff better. He's a proven winner, won over 100 ball games, and he's one of my best friends. So I'm blessed to be able to have him, you know, to bounce things off of and to bring his experience to our whole program and mentor our staff.
Well, I know you guys are in good hands with Coach Rice and Coach Powell on staff. And again, big game coming up for Riverside Poly in week number 9, taking on Vista del Lago in Inland Valley League play. Coach, thanks so much for jumping on. We really do appreciate it. Best of luck Friday. And hopefully we'll have Riverside Poly playing several more games this season, including the postseason.
You know what? We appreciate you, Pep. And go Bears.
You got it. John Rice and the Riverside Poly Bears joining us here on the Inland Sports Show. Thank you, Coach. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break here on the Inland Sports Show. When we come back, we're going to catch up with Travis Dye from the University of Oregon Ducks. We're going to have an update on the University of Redlands. We'll talk Norte Vista football. We've got our big games coming up in week number 9. So much going on. We'll be back on your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show.
What's going on, guys? This is Ray Bass from Boost Performance Training. You're watching the Inland Sports Show with the one and only Pep Fernandez.
The time is now. The Boost Training Center is open for business and ready to help all the athletes across the Inland Empire. Doesn't matter the age or the sport, if you go to Boost Training with Coach Ray Bass, they're going to make you bigger, faster, stronger. So if you're out there looking to train this offseason, talking about all you football players especially, check out boosttrainingsystems.com. That is the website. You can find a strength and speed class just for you this offseason so you can be even bigger, better, faster, stronger this upcoming season. Give them a call or text at 951-532-4904 to reserve your spot today. Strength and speed training at Boost Training System. And don't forget, enrollment is open right now for the Bass School. That's Boost Alternative School for student athletes. You can check out what they have to offer at boosttrainingsystems.com. That is the website once again. And you can enroll for the 2021-2022 school year. Again, this is not an online school. This is a private school specifically for 7th and 8th grade boys. Check it out today because space is limited. The #1 sporting goods store in the Inland Empire is Ken's Sporting Goods in Norco. Whether you need new uniforms for the entire team, a Letterman's jacket, or new cleats for the upcoming season, check out Ken's Sporting Goods. Plus, now you can order masks with your favorite team, school, business, and more. Order for your entire team or organization. Visit KenSportingGoods.com for more information and for the latest on the big sales. Make sure to follow Ken Sporting Goods on Instagram and Twitter. So if you need team uniforms or sports gear, there's only one place to go in the Inland Empire. That's Ken Sporting Goods.
And welcome back to the Inland Sports Show, everybody. Listen, we're getting ready for week 9 of the high school football season. The league championship races are starting to come together in the River Valley League. That road to a league title going through Norte Vista once again. The Braves, huge win against Ramona the previous week, 26-10. Joining us from the campus of Norte Vista High School, head coach Ken Batdorf, and that strong running attack we're going to talk about in just a moment. Coach, first off, man, big win against Ramona. And, I know the last couple of years it's kind of been Novi and Hillcrest battling for that league championship, but I think most people would say that last week was for the league title. How significant was that win for you guys against a very good Ram High team?
They're extremely well coached. They played really hard. A lot of respect for their program. We just came out on top, and it was a big game, but we talked about it, and Coach Vasicki and I did. The loser has probably an easier chance than CIF, which is weird. But we want to win, no matter who we're playing and no matter when. You always play to win. So that was our kind of philosophy. And I think we started a little slow. Give them credit. They came ready to play right away. And, we kind of rallied and did really well in the second half and second quarter.
Well, Coach, let's talk the season as a whole. And this actually caught me by surprise. I was looking up your stats, and if this is correct, you guys have attempted 34 passes through the first 7 games of the season, which I thought that sounded like a lot. That sounded like too much. Is that correct, 34?
Well, we had a couple of game plans where we tried to the row. I think we actually threw 10 times in one game. So, yeah, 34 seems awfully high. We actually can throw and catch. I don't know. I can't explain it. It's just one of those things where, we have the philosophy, if we can run the ball, we're going to do it. I've been very blessed. We have some fantastic running backs. We have a solid line. And if you don't need to throw it, why throw it? We like to run the ball.
Well, I know Eddie Allain can catch the football because he had a pick 6 against Ramona the other night in that huge game on Riverside TV. So we got Eddie Allain, Jesse Carvajal, also there at Norte Vista High School, and Eddie's there in the middle. I'll go to Eddie first. Eddie, you guys, I have the number right here, 3,278 rushing yards as a team on the season, which is ranked number 1 in California. Do you guys keep an eye on those numbers?
Yeah, I feel like if we're able to get to 4,000, then that's the goal. Because as a team, we've been doing good, and I'm gonna give it to the line because without them, we wouldn't be able to be where we're at like right now, and just be able to give it all we got at practice every day. So I feel like if we're able to hit 4,000, that's the goal. But yeah, we got our eye on it.
Well, Jesse, let me ask you because, when you play for Coach Batdorf and you play for Norte Vista, if you're a running back, you're going to have a very busy night. Like there's no doubt about it. You're going to see a lot of action as the running back for Coach Batdorf in Norte Vista. But how exciting is it knowing that you're going to have a direct impact on the game? You're going to get a lot of touches on that football, and you could, lead the Braves to victory. How exciting is it for you and Eddie to kind of lead this team with the running attack?
I mean, it feels pretty good. Props to our line, and you got me and Eddie. You could really make a connection and then probably do good.
Well, Coach Batdorf, if you do the math with 3,278 total yards divided by 7 games, that's about 468 or so yards per game on the ground. I don't know, looking back in years past, do you know about some of your better teams, what they average per game in rushing yards? Did you ever have a team hit 500?
In games, yeah, we've done it before. For me, the number is always 500 a game. It's kind of what you look for. And if we can get 500 yards in a game, we feel like we're going to win for sure. Obviously, people come out with defenses designed to stop our run. And, I'll give Ramona credit. They did as well as anybody. They did a great job. But we just have to keep plugging away, keep working. It all comes down to how hard we work at practice. And, we try to make sure everybody knows how to hit the sled. And we do some old school stuff. And I think that's part of it. Nobody really runs power football as much as we do. It's kind of a spread-oriented society. And we're not. We're still old school. I guess I'm old.
I didn't say that, you did. But Eddie, let me go back to you because, we're talking about the offense and how all these rushing yards and you guys are undefeated and league title and all that sorts of things. But let me ask you, the defense has been great this season. Maybe we're not talking about the defense enough this year for the Norte Vista Braves. I know you play on the other side of the football as well. You had a big pick six against Ramona. Why is the defense so good this year?
I mean, you got to start off the D-line. Our D-line is good. And it's like the linebackers and DBs, we're all fast. So we're going to pursue to the ball. And I'm going to give it up to Coach Martinez. He makes us pursue every day. And, I mean, we don't get mad or, do anything like that because we actually know we're a fast team. And if we get to the ball easily or fast, then we're going to be there and make the stop. So I feel like we should be fine and be able to go out there and get a win.
Jesse, with this great defense, you probably feel like offensively, if you guys score 3 touchdowns in a game, you're probably going to win because that defense is going to lock the other team down. So offensively, do you guys, Coach talked about having 500 yards on the ground in a game, but is there offensively, is there a point total you guys are trying to hit every game? Is it 28, 35? Does it matter to you guys?
Doesn't really matter as long as we play with perfection and not as many mistakes. We don't want no mistakes on the field. We want to execute.
Jesse, let me ask you this too, because running the football is it's kind of like taking the other team's will away, right? It's the physical part of football. So if you can run the football on another team, it's almost like, hey, we're taking away your will. We're going to do what we want to do in this game. What do you think that means about a team when you can run the football that well and the other team simply can't stop it?
I mean, Coach Gaines always posts his video on Instagram. I think it's March on Lynch where he says you just keep on running through a team's face over and over and over and over. And I think that's what our offensive line and the running backs mostly focus on.
Coach, running the football, I don't know how many attempts you get per game, but let's say you get 500 yards on the ground. You got to think that opposing defense at the end of the night, they're just like, dude, we're sick of this. Oh my gosh, they're just going to run the football. The whole stadium knows they're going to run the football. We just can't stop it.
Well, it's harder than that. And people think, oh, you're going to run, we can stop it. You have to remember there's several gaps. You have to have contain. You have to be able to stop A gap, B gap, C gap. We get outside. So it makes it a lot more difficult than people sound. And then you have guys with a ton of talent running the ball. It helps. You have big kids up front. It helps. So you add it all together, and I think our coaching staff on both sides of the ball have done a great job.
You do maybe 20 or 30 handoffs in a row, and then you just lull them to sleep, and then you bring out the aerial circus, right? And you hit them with something deep.
Well, I don't know if we're lulling anybody to sleep per se. I hope not. But, somebody said it's not sexy, but it gets the job done. Kind of like me. But I think I'm sexy, but that's beside the point. We want to get the job done. And, you talked about our defense. We built it on speed. And today I was talking to a coach. We were talking about what I've learned from coaching against people. On defense, Dick Bruick would always make sure he had 8 or 9 guys that could flat out run. Kind of copied that. And then I went against Don Markham, and Don was phenomenal at running the ball. So I've taken a little bit from each coach and kind of incorporated Norte Vista.
Well, if you're going to mimic any 2 coaches, those are 2 pretty good ones in Bruick and Markham to, do what they were doing. Finally, Coach, is that a special play on the whiteboard back there? Is that something you guys are going to unleash on Hillcrest on Friday? No,
it's more of a comment. I saw Jeff Gorham walking across our campus, and he was kind of moving kind of weird. So I decided he has ants in his pants. So if our guys can move kind of like he does as he kind of shuffles down the campus, I think we'd be unstoppable. But I don't know if we could quite move like he does.
Well, you know what? Just invite him out to practice, right? Have the guys go through a couple drills. Here's how you do it. You'll be good. Jesse Carvajal, Eddie Allain, and of course the great Ken Batdorf, head football coach for the Norte Vista Braves. Guys, thank you so much for joining us on the show. Congrats on that big win against Ramona, and best of luck on Friday against Hillcrest.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
I'll see you.
All right, that's the Norte Vista Braves here on the Inland Sports Show. We appreciate them taking the time, staying up late with us here on the show. And again, undefeated and going into a big game against Hillcrest. And it looks like, again, the River Valley title going through Novi. All right, before we wrap up this segment, let's go ahead and take a look at our Boost Top 25 rankings for this week. And of course, going back to the previous week, that big game was Centennial and Norco, and it was Centennial winning, doubling up the Cougars 58-24. So Centennial still number one, Norco number two. Got some Southwestern League schools. Cajon is still undefeated. You know, we've seen San Jacinto, North, Roosevelt, Beaumont, Summit, Novi, Jurupa Hills all making moves up the rankings. Also, keep an eye on Temescal Canyon. They're probably going to be your Ivy League champion this season, so keep an eye on them. There's Aquinas, and you can see the rest of the top 25 right now with just 2 weeks to go in the regular season before we hit the playoffs. So that's your Boost Training top 25 poll for this week. All right, let's take another break here on the Inland Sports Show. When we come back, we'll have University of Redlands football, and we will also check in with Travis Dye of the Oregon Ducks, formerly of Norco High School. We'll be back on the Inland Sports Show.
96.7 KCal Rocks. What's up? It's Patrick and 40. Hey, man, you're watching the Inland Sports Show right here. Make sure you check out Pep, man. It's Inland Sports with Pep, but he's on every Monday and Thursday morning with Sports with Pep, man. You guys rock.
Calling all athletes. Make sure you're at your very best by training at Boost Performance Training in Corona. Whether you're a football player, soccer player, baseball player, lacrosse, athletes from all sports and all levels train at Boost Performance Training. Led by former Centennial High School football star Ray Bass, you'll develop explosive power, become faster, and add that lean muscle. Don't be left behind and get a leg up on the competition at Boost Performance Training. Visit boosttrainingsystems.com for information on their training programs and also on the Bass School. That's the Bass Alternative School for student athletes. Trying to earn a scholarship? Maybe make the varsity team. Get a spot in the starting lineup? Well, let Boost Performance Training help achieve your athletic goals.
I would say the one thing that we stress more than anything else is service to our customer. Make sure that they're taking care of whatever you can do to make sure that that order gets to them on time and it's the right quality and what they want. I've been that way since 1976. That was my goal, to reach out to local sports programs, and it's grown from there, and we've been very, very fortunate. My grandson is right over here. He's working for us, and he's going to college right now, and that's exactly what my son did 20-some years ago, and it keeps on going, you know. We have customers that come in the store that it's amazing. People that I haven't been here since I was a little kid, and I used to come in here all the time. And then now I'm bringing my son in here, or a grandpa that's bringing his grandson in here that came in here when we first opened back in '76. We just feel so fortunate to have been a part of this community and this Inland Empire for going into our 44th year now, and it's just been a blessing.
And we're back on the Inland Sports Show here at Teen Vision TV 16, talking some college football now. And one of our favorite guys from the local area, Norco High School guy, Travis Dye. And we all know about the Dye brothers. They're all good at football. Travis Dye, who's also a boost training guy up there at the University of Oregon. And now I know we like to say QB1, like the number one starting quarterback. Well, Travis Dye is RB1 for the Oregon Ducks now, emerging as the premier back for Oregon in a big game coming up in Southern California this weekend for the Oregon Ducks. With more on this battle and Travis Dye, we got Kendall Hollowell here live in studio. Kendall?
Thanks, Pep. From silencing a crowd of over 100,000 at the Horseshoe to breaking off long runs against Arizona, Norco grad Travis Dye has put together a very impressive 2021 campaign. But with the season-ending injury to his running mate CJ Verdell, the Ducks will lean heavily on Dye to carry the workload as they make a run at the college football playoff. Here's what Dye had to say prior to Oregon's matchup against Cal. On Friday night, Dye answered the call, carrying the ball 19 times for 145 yards and caught a game-high and career-high 7 passes for 73 yards and scored 1 touchdown with 5 minutes left in the first half to give Oregon a 10-7 lead at the break. He became the first FBS running back this season to have 140 yards rushing and 70 yards receiving in a single game, proving he's more than capable of being the primary ball carrier for the Ducks. It was his first 100-yard performance of the season as he moved into 10th place on Oregon's all-time rushing list. And with 6 games left in the regular season, Dye has an opportunity to climb into the top 5 before season's end. His brother Troy certainly left his mark on Oregon's program, and now Travis is doing the same up there in Eugene. Oregon head coach Mario Cristobal after the game said, quote, "He did play with heart, and as he always does, and he probably got a few more touches tonight than he usually does, but his style of play, his energy, his leadership was really stood out all week and made a tremendous impact. He was the guy who spoke to the team before the game as well, and his message was strong and from the heart," quote.
Oh yeah, it was, it was high school, but it was still a lot. But I can definitely handle it 100%. Whatever, I always had the mindset of whatever the team needs me to do, I'll do it, and at full speed, 100% every single play. And I believe I'm ready to do it for sure. It's on me now. It's on my shoulders, and I got to pick it up. A lot more now. I got to fill that void that, is missing from CJ, and then I definitely accept the challenge. We'll be okay. I just have to, step up a lot more. A lot of these young guys have to step up a lot more, and they might not have expected to this early, but we're gonna be all right. They're gonna be fine. Yeah, I'm definitely ready. I'm ready. My legs are ready. I feel good. I feel healthy. I'm ready to just, do what the team needs me to do. If it's 20, it's 20. If it's 30, it's 30. If it's 10, it's 10. Whatever the team needs me to do, I'm ready for it.
Dye will return home to Southern California this Saturday when 10th-ranked Oregon takes on UCLA, with College Game Day making their return to Pac-12 country for the first time in 3 years, and the first time they will be in Westwood since 1998. Keep making us proud, Travis. Back over to you, Pep.
Awesome, good stuff, Kendall, as always. Now let's talk some local college football at the University of Redlands. Big game coming up for the Bulldogs this weekend. Let's take a look at some video from this previous Saturday. Huge win for the Bulldogs against Pomona-Pitzer, the Sage Hens, to set up this showdown now coming up with Chapman University. Both teams at 5-1, so this will be for first place in the SCIAC and probably your conference champion emerging from this game. The winner will be. So the U of R taking on Chapman. Huge game Saturday night in Redlands at Ted Runner Stadium. Here is starting quarterback Nathan Martinez, a Yucaipa guy, and head coach Jim Good talking about the success so far for the Bulldogs this season. Let's hear from them.
I just always feel like every year we show up, it's the best team we've had. Our coaches do a great job recruiting. All of our players always do a great job getting ready for the season. And we always have short-term goals and long-term goals, but realistically, we always focus week to week. So we always got to win the week. It doesn't matter what we're thinking about in the future. So we take it week by week and go from there.
They're just executing. They play hard. They love football. They compete. They absolutely love to compete. We're doing a pretty good job on third down for the most part. And defensively tonight, oh my gosh, a ton of turnovers. But, we really are just taking each game one game at a time, one day at a time. And if you look too far ahead, we'll lose focus. And that's something we really talk about, is limit our distractions and focus on today and make today the best day we can.
All right, so that's Coach Good and Nathan Martinez, the pride of Yucaipa High School. So a big game Saturday night against Chapman. You can listen to it live on 1490 AM KMET with my guy Mitch McClellan. And it's a doubleheader, actually, of football on Saturday. So KMET will have Yucaipa versus Beaumont football at 2 p.m. on Saturday. And then they're going to hustle over to Ted Runner Stadium for the Bulldogs battle with Chapman that night. All right, let's take another quick break here on the Inland Sports Show. When we come back, we have some of the top matchups in Week 9 of the high school football season. We have our Ken Sporting Goods must-see game. Plus, we're going to leave you on a high note, feeling positive with our final story of the show. We'll be right back.
We are the IE. We work hard. In fact, that's the way we like it. We wake up early, we stay up late to get the job done right. That blue-collar, hard-working mentality is the same reason we have so many successful teams and coaches and athletes in the Inland Empire. We never give up. We are a resilient bunch in the IE. Everything we have, we've earned. No excuses. It's this determined attitude is what powers our small businesses, and that's how championships are won. The Inland Sports Team is looking to team up with other like-minded small businesses in the IE. Together, we can grow. We can be bigger and better. If it was easy, everyone would do it. But we're not looking for easy, just looking for an opportunity. Joining the Inland Sports Team could be the opportunity that you've been looking for. Hey guys, it's Pep Fernandez from the #1 sports show in the Inland Empire, the Inland Sports Show. I wanted to let you know about the BASS School. That stands for the Boost Alternative School for Student Athletes. All of us are trying to find a way to get ahead in the classroom and in athletics. If you're a parent, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Wanting to give your son the best opportunity to succeed. BASS is an all-boys private middle school servicing 7th and 8th grade student athletes. They've got unique, customized curriculum for student athletes, individualized nutrition and athletic development, plus rigorous academic development with small class sizes. This is not an online homeschool. This is a private school for students who are serious about their grades and serious about their sports. BASS school enrollment for the 2021-2022 school year begins in January, so don't wait. Lock up your spot today. Visit boosttrainingsystems.com for more information. The #1 sporting goods store in the Inland Empire is Ken Sporting Goods in Norco. Whether you need new uniforms for the entire team, a letterman's jacket, or new cleats for the upcoming season, check out Ken Sporting Goods. Plus, now you can order masks with your favorite team, school, business, and more. Order for your entire team or organization. Visit kensportinggoods.com for more information and for the latest on the big sales. Make sure to follow Ken Sporting Goods on Instagram and Twitter. So if you need team uniforms or sports gear, there's only one place to go in the Inland Empire. That's Ken Sporting Goods. We saw Arizona win, so Arizona's still undefeated, but, you know, the Rams might be the second best team in the NFC right now.
The Rams look good, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, the Giants, not much of a test for them. The Cardinals, I think everybody thought that the Browns were going to be a big test for them. The Browns were supposed to show up big this weekend. Whether they just did or whether the Cardinals are that good, the Cardinals are looking kind of scary.
Right.
You know, and think about the NFC guys, you know, the big picture. We've got the Cardinals and the Rams playing lights out. The Green Bay Packers are back. You've got the defending Super Bowl champion Buccaneers. Like the road to the Super Bowl through the NFC, I think is going to be so much tougher than the AFC. That's just my opinion. Guys, college football is UCLA going on the road to Washington, winning 24-17, and now a big one for the Bruins as they come back to the Rose Bowl this upcoming weekend to take on the Oregon Ducks. And in fact, a big weekend of college football because UCLA has Oregon and USC will play on the road at Notre Dame. So for Trojans and Bruins fans, big weekend of college football coming up.
Welcome back to the Inland Sports Show, everybody, here at Teen Vision TV 16. Our big shout out to our guy Johnny Nunez behind the scenes here directing the show. Let's wrap things up with more high school football, of course, right? Week 9 games. Here we go as teams begin jockeying for playoff positioning, league title chases, all the good stuff. Let's take a look at the fancy graphic. These are just some of the Week 9 games. We have all of them listed on the Inland Sports website right now, but here's some of the ones that we're excited about. Orange Vista taking on Temescal Canyon. That might be the best game of the week, actually. San Bernardino against A.B. Miller. That has Mountain Valley League implications all over it. Parupa Hills versus Kaiser. That's basically your Sunkist League championship game. Novi against Hillcrest in the River Valley. Roosevelt and Centennial in the land of the Big 8. The Rancho Verde versus Heritage. Throw out what the records are. That's always a fun game. And Yucaipa versus Beaumont, like we told you. That game's on Saturday afternoon at 2 p.m. So a lot of great football coming up in week number 9 as these league championships begin to take shape. And again, trying to finish in third or higher to cement your spot in the CIF Southern Section playoffs. So these are very big games coming up in week number 9. With all that said, though, none bigger than this one, the granddaddy of them all in week number 9. It's the Ken Sporting Goods must-see game. Murrieta Valley and Vista Murrieta, the Nighthawks and the Broncos, bitter rivals. League championship on the line. You have got so much talent on both sides of the football. Great coaches, great players. So it's our Ken Sporting Goods must-see game. And again, the winner of this one will be in the driver's seat for the Southwestern League title. And these guys have had some classic battles, and I'm sure Friday night's going to be no different. Murrieta Valley and Vista Murrieta is the Ken Sporting Goods must-see game. And it's getting a lot of run on social media as well, so thank you guys for sharing our graphic and giving it a like there on Instagram and Twitter. Now, all these high school football games, if you want to check out the scores and the highlights, we even throw in some interviews when we can. It's Sports Weekly Live on IEMG, and you can check us out live at 11:05 every Friday night, 11:05 to midnight, with your scores, your highlights. We also look ahead to the next week, which will be week number 10, the final week of the regular season. So I hope you'll join us live on IEMG. That is Sports Weekly Live, going live at 11:05 p.m. It looks like it'll be another home edition, doing it from the living room at the La Casa de Fernandez again. And finally tonight, this is such a cool story. We wanted to share it with everyone. Johnny, do we have the picture? There we go. Coach Eric Sanchez, who was on the Inland Sports Show actually last week. At SBVC, they do a cool thing. They honor an Inland Football Player of the Week in Riverside County and also San Bernardino County. This week, it was Brody Locke from Temecula Valley High School. There is Brody with the award. Brody scored a big touchdown against Chaparral the previous week for the Golden Bears, and Coach Sanchez went down there last night on Tuesday night to give Brody the award. So let's check out the touchdown and the award for the SBVC Inland Player of the Week for Riverside County. Let's check it out.
There was one guy in particular this week that absolutely dominated his opponent. I saw one guy this week that scored a 45-yard touchdown against one of the top teams around in South County in the Southwestern League. Yes. My pleasure to award this week's San Bernardino Valley College Inland High School Player of the Week to Brody Locke.
Way to run the rock, Brody. Man, we're going to make you feel good coming up here on the end of the show. Always want to send those positive messages out there here in the Inland Empire, and none bigger than that. So good on Temecula Valley, Chaparral. And of course, our guy, Coach Sanchez out there at SBVC. Good job, Brody. Well-deserved, too. He earned it, that big touchdown run against the Pumas. One other quick programming note. If you go to the Inland Sports website right now, that is inlandsports.wordpress.com or sportswithpep.com. It'll take you to the same place. Our senior writer, Daryl Trujillo, busy at work. He's got your CIF Southern Section volleyball preview, and I believe he was out on the links this afternoon doing some Sunbelt League girls golf, the golf finals there. So there's a lot going on the website. You can check it out. All right, big thanks to our director, Johnny Nunez, behind the scenes here at Teen Vision TV 16. My name is Pep Fernandez. Stay safe out there. God bless you. We'll see you next time with another Inland Sports Show.